Hey, everybody, what's going on?
What's going on?
Y'all almost got me talking about how hot I am out this. It's hot as hell. Yeah, you know what it is. I just been walking a dog. That's all.
Yeah.
After a long day. You know what I'm saying? We
had
a
long day.
Long day. Fun day, though. Very fun day. Got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Just a question. Y'all know this episode is about softball. Clearly, Chicago. Y'all know Chicago did it. But did you know that softball was started in 1887? But how it got started is going to probably shock the hell out of y'all.
Shock the hell out of y'all.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the history. But first, let's run them credits. Let's go, 77.
It's Sarah.
And it's Dario.
And we traveled through all of Chicago's 77 community areas. We shared some great stories and took you to our favorite restaurants.
But you know what? There's more Chicago history and food to discover.
So join us as we connect you to the greatest city in the world.
You know why? Because this is 77 Flavors of Chicago. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir. It's like church pastor. Man, happy Monday to y'all.
Happy Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Thursday, or Friday, or Saturday,
or next year, whenever y'all listen to it. Man, look, it's good to be here today. You feel good, right?
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah,
any day we're alive feels great.
You know, go ahead. Wait a minute.
You know,
do I still got that on here? Let's see. Oh yeah.
You know, because if you're not alive,
wow,
you're literally just dead. That's it. That's the end of my speech.
That's it? Okay, cool.
Service is over.
Yep, that's it.
But, you know, actually, the girl that does my lashes, love her to death. Her birthday's coming up. She's going to be 31, okay? She'd die if she knew I was telling the story on the podcast. But anyway, she hates her birthday.
Why?
Because she hates aging. And I told her, I was like, but think about it this way. The alternative is death.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You trying to age or you trying to die?
Yeah, that's harsh
Don't
reality.
Answer that. If you pick the latter, please seek therapist.
Right. We here for you. Yeah, right. We here for you. Just talk to us. That's
please
all.
Talk to
Let's keep listening to more episodes.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. But what was
you said today's a good day.
Yeah, today there it is. It's a good day. But what was the best part of your week? I think I know the answer.
Well,
you got a couple.
I have a few.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the life we live.
Yeah.
For real, I am. I did so much this week.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
The knives, solar.
Very correct. So, well, yes. Our dog is playing with his new toy, and he's losing it in the background. We're not fighting with him. He's just playing with his squeak toy.
In here.
the squeakiness of the toy pisses him off.
It went underneath the.
You should pick it up for him while I tell them the highlight of the week. So, my friend Agnes and her fiance, they recently got engaged. So I'm still like getting used to calling her fiance. Nick, they took their knives to get sharpened at this place called Northside Cutlery, which I knew there's places that sharpen your knives, obviously, but I was trying to teach myself how to whetstone sharpen my knife, and that shit is hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I discovered that you probably need a really good whetstone, not an Amazon whetstone, which is super fair.
Right.
That is fair. So, and I have like German knives, so they were telling me that they took their knives there and they had found, like, they thrifted a $10 really expensive knife and they took it there and they like brought it back to life for them. So yesterday I took 4 of my knives that I love dearly there that I haven't used in a minute every time I use them I get mad because, you know, the most dangerous tool in the kitchen is an unsharp knife.
Shit, or just any knife, to be honest with you.
But a dull knife is super dangerous because you're not going to cut through stuff correctly and you're going to apply too much pressure and then you're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, stop.
So, you know, if you know how to use a knife, a sharp one is probably safer. So I took them there and, you know, I took them there at 5:30. They close at 6. Noon today they were ready and they open at noon. So really cute little shop.
Yeah.
They have a ton of knives and like knife stuff. Obviously, this is not sponsored. They don't even know who the fuck we are. But
yeah, it looked dope in there. It was
cool.
Really
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one highlight of my week.
And then the other one, I must just say,
the other one is a shared peak for
Sola.
us.
Honestly, y'all, we got to meet Sola L. Whaley, and she is a very very famous chef. And she got a cookbook coming out. So
it's actually out.
It's out. Yeah, right.
Yeah, October 31st.
Yes, right. Yeah, book came out a little while ago. By the time you listen to this, and it's a very good introductory to cooking, literally. Like she teaching you how to cook.
Yeah.
And so we held the panel with the Chicago Humanities Festival. So shout out to them. I'll give them a little air horn, and one for Sola, you know what I'm saying? One for Sola.
Okay.
And then
she's awesome.
Yeah, she is.
Mind you, she has a 9-week-old baby.
And she's doing a tour.
She's on a book tour. Oh my God.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So shout out to her.
That book gonna have to sell itself
if
that were me.
Right. So far so good. I mean, it was off to a rocking start. It was dope to be in front of,
like
a
400 some people
at the University of Chicago. So shout out to University of Chicago for having us, in Chicago Humanities Festival. So
also shout out to Shaffood.
Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to the boys.
Yeah,
still the leading guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, that was the highlight of my week, man. It's like
great.
You said, honored always to be able to do something like this.
The fact that we're just two people.
Yeah.
That just started a podcast. Now we get to hang out with just
dope
icons
chefs.
in more than one industry.
Yeah.
Is crazy.
Super fun. So, I loved it. It was very fun, right?
Very fun.
Very fun.
So genuinely so much fun.
Yeah. Yes. But we'll talk about today's episode because today the food is interesting too. We got a nice little guest there. We'll get to that in a second. But the history of softball is very dope.
Yeah.
And let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'll give y'all a trivia question. Y'all know it started in 1887, but do y'all know how? This is where it gets interesting.
If I'm being honest, I did not know that softball started in Chicago.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't.
Yes.
I don't know much about sports.
That's fair. Honestly, it's probably a lot of people that probably don't know that it started in Chicago, so they don't want to assume. But a lot of Chicagoans will they know, you know what I mean? Like Chicagoans know that, but
so you're saying I'm not a Chicagoan? Gotcha. Noted.
I mean, born and raised. You know what I'm saying? No. Yes. So let's tell you about the history, man, because it's pretty dope. So the game was invented in 1887. The guy's name that created was George Hancock, and he was a reporter for the Chicago Board of Trade. And the interesting part, here's how it got started. It actually got started on Thanksgiving Day, 1887. So that's why I kind of chose this topic to talk about.
The week before Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
How far?
No, we got a couple weeks till Thanksgiving. Okay. So I just wanted to make it topical. So it started on Thanksgiving Day at the Farragut Boat Club that is no longer around. But here's some interesting thing about the Farragut Boat Club before we continue. Farragut Boat Club is located over there on, it's not located anymore, but it's located where the old Michael Reese Hospital used to be. Pretty dope. So if you go over there right now, you cannot get any close because it's fenced off everywhere. And
it's they're kind of doing some construction in the area.
Yeah. So, but pretty dope. Another dope piece of history of Chicago. Michael Reese is, fun fact, where my aunt worked for many, many years. That hospital is also one of the oldest hospitals in Chicago. 1881 is when it was founded. Closed down in 2009. So dope thing happening there. But the Farragut Boat Club was right there in that location, in that area. Obviously, you're like, well, ain't the boat club? I mean, the hospital older than the boat club? Yeah,
It was near it.
Yeah, right. It was near it. It was near it. And some more stats about the Farragut Boat Club. It was basically like a rich people's paradise, right? It's over in Bronzeville. If you wanted somewhere to hang out, you could do that. This place was about 3 stories tall. It had billiards, bowling alley in the basement, a pool room, card room, library, a ladies' parlor. And this is kind of like a hangout for a lot of people. It was just a vibe there, right? So, reason why I bring all that up, because this day on Thanksgiving 1887, what was happening was the people were gathered in the gymnasium part listening to a telegraph coming in about the Yale and Harvard football game. Okay?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so people were listening to, waiting for results and scores to come in, and so it did, right? And when it was over, Yale had won the game. When the news had broke that Yale won, a Yale supporter took a boxing glove and threw it at a Yale supporter, cheering, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sucker, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
loser.
Yeah, right. The Yale supporter grabbed, what was to be believed as a broomstick or some kind of stick, and swung at the glove, the boxing glove. And this is where George Hancock come in. He screamed, "Play ball." He screamed, "Play ball" when that happened.
And that comes from
baseball. That came from baseball. And so when he screamed, "Play ball," it was on. They started playing a game that they had not even thought of. Well, all they knew was, well, this is kind of fun. It was a ball-shaped thing. You can hit it. It was soft. It was indoors. But it was interesting. Let's play indoor baseball.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. And so that's what they did.
How long had baseball already existed
I don't know.
for?
I don't know. A long time, I would imagine.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not a long time, but like baseball is old as hell. So I'm sure it was close around there. But when he screamed "play ball," they actually played a game of an unknown sport. And the final score, if anybody wants to know, the final score of that game was 41-40.
Damn.
And that is the earliest recorded game of what we know as softball. Did you get the answer?
I did get the answer. Mid-18th century. Mid-1800s, I'm sorry.
So maybe 30 years before that, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the first game of softball was created. After like just men being men, what I mean? Like competition, right? Now here's the thing. The game was popular as shit, right? It was popular. The game was played with a 17-inch boxing glove that all they did was wrap up, tie some string around it so it can form a ball.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and that's what they played. Now get this. The next week, they had a ball that was 17 inches.
Wow.
Yeah. After that, and they had an actual bat to play with.
I mean, rich people doing rich people things.
Yeah, so they move quick. The week after, right? Now, in the boat club set the rules, and that's how they played the game. They played the game like that for a long time. The popularity blew up, y'all, and this thing just took off. And it's crazy because it wasn't until 2 years later that the game got official rules. Like official rules. They have been playing it for 2 years with no real rules. And
does official mean like it was recognized by?
It was recognized by people that played all the time, right? So I guess at this time, because we're gonna get into the official, quote unquote, y'all, official rules. Now, what they mean by official rules is that the people in the area in Chicagoland, word spread, this is how you play the game.
Yeah.
And so everybody stay consistent with that. Now, that movement continued. That movement was just like, hey, we still blowing up. It's still going crazy. It had gotten so crazy, it had reached, guess what?
Where?
Minneapolis, y'all.
Oh, wow.
It reached Minneapolis. In 1895, a guy by the name of Louis Rober Sr. organized the game for his firefighters. This guy worked at I think he's a fire marshal for the chief or whoever the head is at the fire department. He started a game for his firefighters to kind of keep them busy, in shape, working out, but had some kind of fun. They want some recreation. Now, the difference is because, they were playing a game with telephone, the game was played with a 12-inch ball.
So they didn't know.
They didn't know the rules that Chicago had laid out. And they played it outdoors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
at like a regular baseball field?
At a regular diamond, yes. Yep. They played at a regular diamond. This popularity in Minneapolis had grown so big. Get this, y'all. This is crazy. The fire station 19 that this was played at had done so well for the sport that is listed on the National Register of Historic Places here in the United States.
That's crazy.
So if you want to, you can go up there. If y'all from Minneapolis, here's some 77 flavors of Minneapolis for you. You can go up there, and base softball is recognized there. Pretty dope, y'all.
Wow.
So I feel like that's a trip that we should make.
That is a really cool.
It's a dope ass
thing
trip
to check out.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact for you. The first league outside of the United States. Can y'all guess? Give you 3 seconds. 2,
England.
1. No, it was Toronto, Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, Toronto, Canada. 1897, 2 years after the Minneapolis situation. The Canadians got wind of it. And keep in mind, y'all, this is still spreading across the United States. It's spreading across now Canada. people are like, yo, this shit is actually fun. You know what I mean? The rules were, nobody was allowed to wear gloves. It was Chicago. It was a 17-inch ball. You know what I mean? Like, you play with that.
Doesn't that hurt to catch a softball?
Well, it was soft. It was soft. So, speaking of which, very nice transition here. The earliest known records of it being called softball was 1925-26, right around that time. So shortly after it had made its way to Toronto and continued to blow up, people start saying, what are we calling this? And so that's the earliest recordings of, what people were saying, calling it softball. It was mush ball, cabbage ball.
Mush ball?
Yeah, I mean, nobody knew what to call it.
I guess cabbage ball makes sense if they're just like tying rope around. Yeah. I know that like the original one is they tied rope around it, so it looks like layers.
Yeah, nobody knew what to call it. So that's where, if you hear those, those terminologies for softball nowadays, that's where it stems from. Right around that time, people didn't know what to call it. So it officially became softball after a little while. Now, here's another thing, bit of nuggets here. So 1933. And we going from, keep in mind this timeline, y'all. It's blowing up, started in 1887. In 1897, it's done reached Canada. It wasn't until another 40 years, almost 40 years after that, at the Chicago World's Fair, there was a tournament being played. 70,000 people saw this tournament played. Wow. This thing was huge. It blew up. And that's when the United States was like, oh, wait a minute. We got something on our hand. Yeah. We got a new sport on our hand that we need to play. It was almost 50 years before it was like an actual game. And it took the Chicago World's Fair to do it. So it's almost like Chicago invented it twice. Like, it's almost crazy. But now here's the crazy thing. It wasn't until 3 years after that until it was the official standardized rules by the United States. So now, 1936, the game is official. It is the game. Now, the rules, here's where it kind of gets iffy here in Chicago. Here's where it gets iffy. It has been blowing up. 1936 is blowing up, right? 1940, fast pitch softball was invented. People start using
what that means.
Fast pitch. You never seen fast pitch?
No.
The ladies winding up and throwing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fast pitch softball. So with a 12-inch ball.
Okay.
Again, a 12-inch ball now, y'all. So the rules from Minneapolis, right? It basically wrote off the rules that Chicago had came up with. So now the 16-inch mush ball, softball, cabbage ball is no longer an official rule. They took Chicago's thing and wrote it out of the rule book. However, the amateur league did not. The amateur league said, nah, that's the rules. You know what I mean? Like, we play like that. So that's why you see Chicagoans die hard over 16-inch softball. I was gonna say,
because like when you play in those like social softball club thing, it's 16-inch, right?
16-inch?
Yeah.
16-inch softball. Some leagues, I've been in the league where they play with the 12-inch softball. That ball is harder. You can still play with you can play with gloves on that one because that ball
just play baseball.
It would scream back at you because it is you can catch a pop fly without it, but like if you're in the infield,
are there any difference in the actual rules of like how you score?
No. It's because it's at the end of the day it was baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was still baseball. But they had, you couldn't wear gloves. The ball had to be this. It was underhand. It was slow pitch. Those were basically the rules that are there today. You know what I mean? Like those rules today. So yeah, y'all, they changed the rules up. Now here's some things. It's still recognized by the amateur softball rules, but the professional rules, they did not honor that. However, here's some other fun little nuggets of history for you. 1991 is the first time that the Olympics allowed softball 12-inch into the sport. And the popularity had been crazy. Also in that time, I believe don't quote me, right before that, right around, I want to say 1953 was the first British league, women's British league. So that now it's spreading overseas. So that's where 91, it's finally in the Olympics, and it was thriving all the way to, I want to say 2002 or 8 or something like that is when it lasted, and they wrote it out of the Olympics. They were just like, well, we don't want to do this anymore, but it's still a huge thing. And if you are a fan of softball, especially Chicago, Jenny Finch, she took Chicago and did Chicago proud.
Yeah.
She's like one of the best fast pitch softball players of all time. Yes, absolutely. Jenny.
Of all time?
Yeah, if y'all look up Jenny Finch, here's the thing. She was also known for being pretty too. But she was a dog. She could hit, she could pitch, but she was pretty. She was like it was like something you ain't see this before, right? And they kind of, people do what they want to do, sexualize it, you know what I mean, a little bit, but she wasn't having that, you know what I mean? Like she was just a stud, and she played in Chicago. So she played in Chicago and for Team USA, many of championships that
that's fine.
They won. Now they wrote it out just in 2020. It was wrote back in to the Olympics. So that's a little history on softball. Did y'all know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, softball was kind of lit, and it's still lit. I was in 2 leagues this year.
You were.
Yeah.
You played summer and fall.
Yeah.
Did
Summer
you win
and fall.
any?
Yeah, we won some. Shit, not all.
Did you win like the
Nope,
league?
not even close. your boy was not. I'm rusty. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
but
all right.
yeah, right.
Shit.
I'm a good podcaster. If y'all trying to be funny now.
You know what I was just thinking about while you were talking? I was like, I wonder how many people take the facts that we talk about and then go to parties and like use them as like conversation starters. And then I was like, I would love to host a trivia night.
That'd
like
be fun.
and just pull nuggets, like your fun facts from our past episodes.
How many dudes getting play off my fun facts, man? That's what I want to know. How many women too? How many ladies out here busting out the knowledge and getting a come up off your boy, huh? What's going on? Like, let me know.
Do you guys ever take your dates to restaurants that we recommend and then give them facts?
Dial
that
in.
that we told you.
Dial in. Talk to us. We want to know.
That would be so funny.
That would be funny. You know we could do it. We could do dial in. If we could have people, would that be fun?
Would it?
I think it'd be fun. We have to screen this stuff.
Yeah, for real.
As soon as you start reckless, you got 3 seconds to prove you ain't gonna be reckless on the air. Or you could just write into us. But Chicago Fun Facts. We love it. And that was a softball. So on Thanksgiving. So stop playing football here in Chicago
and play softball.
And play softball and honor our heritage.
All right, well, let's take a quick little break and come back for the food, baby.
Yeah, buddy. Let's get it.
All right, we are back with the food.
Hey.
And today we went to Marina's Bistro and Rum Bar.
Man.
In Uptown.
Uptown?
They've only been open for 3 months, by the way. Which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, but like that's still below my mind because it seemed like a vibe.
It is such a vibe in there.
Yeah.
Should we talk about what we ate?
Let's talk about it because the food was smacking, y'all. Puerto Rican food.
Puerto Rican food.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how many Puerto Rican restaurants there are in Uptown.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely, Chef Eric definitely he wanted representation.
Yeah, he wanted a Puerto Rican food in Uptown, so that's why he picked that location.
Why we know like 4 chefs named Eric? What's going on?
Maybe that's like
is that the simulation at play?
Damn. And multiple races too.
You know, variants.
Damn.
I've been watching too much Loki, y'all.
For real. But yeah, so you walk in and it's an absolute vibe. It's the point of it is to like transport you to an island. I'm not going to talk too much about like the history of it because we did have a conversation with the owner chef, and we're going to let that conversation play so you can like hear about what we talked about.
Yeah.
But we didn't discuss the food with the chef owner, so we'll talk about it now.
Yeah.
And
let's
start off from the top.
Yeah.
So as soon as you sat down, you know how most restaurants give you like chips and salsa or like bread and butter. They gave you plantain chips and guava butter.
Man.
I had never had guava butter before. Think of apple butter, okay? It's apple like, butter, but it's guava.
Guava.
It is so good.
First of all, have y'all ever had guava?
Yes, of course.
Not you.
Oh.
Them. The people.
Well, they can't answer.
They can write in.
Have you?
I mean, I had it at over there in what's the Pastole? What's the name?
Who?
Tuzo.
Oh yeah,
Golden Tuzo.
Golden Tuzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
Pastes.
Yes, there Pastes. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So that was really, really good. It's a decent serving of seasoned plantain chips. And then we ordered a couple different things off the menu. Should we talk about the drinks first?
Yep, because the drinks were popping. I had what did I have? The first drink was
the first one that you had was the punch.
Yes.
Right? So
was it Marina's Punch?
Yep.
Woo,
Marina's
woo.
Punch, which is dark rum, Amaro liquor, fresh lime juice, house-made cinnamon syrup, and pineapple juice.
Y'all.
How was it?
It had the right amount of sweetness, but a nice amount of that harshness. So you feel like you was on like a tropical resort.
Yeah.
You feel like you was on the
I feel
outside
like
on
the
the inside.
pineapple cinnamon vibe is really good.
Man, the little lemon in there was doing what it needed to do. That thing was good, and it was like this a sipper. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
don't be chugging now because you gonna be drunk. But like,
I feel like all their cocktails are sippers because everything it's a rum bar, so a ton of like rum drinks, and you can't really like chug.
no,
I guess
you
can.
could.
I mean,
You could.
I've
It's gonna
done
be a
it.
different situation for you, but you you know what I'm saying? Like, but that was fire.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was very good.
And then you had the old fashioned.
That old fashioned was a
Which
little strong. That
Yeah.
that bad boy was strong, and they about to make it stronger.
that's
That's the wild part. They about to make it stronger. They call it's gonna be Tres Casas. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. We got the insider's edge on it, but be prepared to have your ass beat. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But this one was good. I love old fashions.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like an old fashioned it's enough. That's all you need. You just need you only need one.
You had two, but that's not what I meant. They have 3 mocktails on the menu, which I always appreciate. I don't always just want to have soda water or a Diet Coke, so I like when there's mocktails. Yeah. I had the Roxana, which was fresh mint, lime juice, agave nectar, apple cider vinegar, coconut water, coconut milk, and club soda.
How was that?
Delicious. And it was the rim of the glass was agave with toasted coconut.
You rocking with agave hard.
It was really good. Agave is just like a sweet syrup.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm thinking guava.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This still was fire.
It was really good. For real. It was very delicious. But let's jump into this food.
Yep.
So we started off with the beef. I want to say they're similar to an empanada, right? But like the Puerto Rican version of that.
Wow.
And they had ground beef in them. The pastelillos. The ground beef is so well seasoned.
Look, y'all.
And it's packed. It's fluffy. Oh, God,
Man,
it's
look.
so good.
Look, let me tell you. This is literally one of the best seasoned meats we've had on this podcast. I'm saying that with my chest. That shit was so good, y'all.
Like you say that shit about everything.
No, but this was, oh my. And now here's the thing. It came with the sauce, that you could either put on it, and do what you want to do.
Kind of like a spicy aioli type thing.
I honestly couldn't tell which one did I want more.
Yeah. It's so the thing that they do is they marinate all their meats for at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
Including this ground beef.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
48.
Oh, what? The 48 is for the chicken.
For the chicken,
other
yeah,
stuff
right.
is like probably less.
I just remembered. I can't wait to talk about that.
I know.
Man, like these right here, if this is your appetizer, y'all, I would probably say, because it's 2 of them, get 2 orders though. Get 2 orders. And like, here's the thing. If it's 2 of y'all, and I know it's cute to be sharing and shit like that. Don't do that.
Share.
Don't share. Just get 2. You get 2 orders because both of y'all gonna want 2. Both of y'all need 2.
Yeah.
It's that good. That meat is so good.
It's so good. That's what she said. And then we got sandwiches.
Yeah.
So we got the tripleta, which is slow roasted pork, country ham, stewed steak with mayonnaise, ketchup, tomato, lettuce, and onion.
Break it down.
On a homemade, home-baked loaf of bread.
Come on now. Come on now, y'all.
Listen.
Come on now. Chef Eric, stop it.
It's like a
This man must be stopped.
It's like a flavor uppercut.
That's a good. It really is because, and here's the thing. Now you thinking that it's all layered. All those 3 different meats are layered.
They're not.
They are diced up.
Yep.
Tell them how it's diced up and how they cooked.
Basically, everything is stewed together with seasoning, the same stew, and then it's taken onto a flat top, and then it's given like not a char, but like
crispiness. Yeah.
And then it's cut up. Like imagine taking a knife and just chopping everything so super small, and then throwing it back on the flat top and getting another crispy layer, and then tossing it into a sandwich.
Yes, y'all.
So
when you bite into it,
good.
It tastes like one meat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it tastes like one thing, and you can't really tell that is all 3 different meats.
It is so good.
Fire. Yeah. Fire. I don't know. Is there something like that in like?
I'm sure.
Maybe. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, like
you be asking me these questions. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but man, I've never had anything that tastes like this, like that, like
this, like that,
like this, like that, and like this, and.
The next sandwich we had was the 48-hour marinated chicken.
And that is one that's crazy.
It is so good. It's like a whole slab of chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a full piece of chicken thigh. It's kind of it has a crispy outside. It's not fried. I don't believe it is.
I don't think so.
But it is crispy.
Yeah.
And then it comes in the same homemade bread with tomato, lettuce, mayo, onion, and it is
y'all.
That is.
Honestly, we took a bite. Every bite we took, we just look at each other like, bro, what?
Are we hungry? Or
yeah,
is
right.
Actually, like we were like, we cannot be that hungry that this tastes this good.
Yes, like
it got to be good.
Right. Like this is so good.
It
like
was really good,
man. And then we had that plantain, the traditional plantain.
Jibarito?
Yeah, right. Jibarito on the plantain.
The traditional jibarito.
Yeah.
Which was stewed steak, crispy plantains and a sauce.
Yeah.
And it had like lettuce, tomato, onion. And it came with the Puerto Rican rice.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. They don't miss that rice. That rice.
I barely got a bite, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know.
Hey, but to be fair, y'all, I warned her. I said, look, you better go ahead and get some right now.
I was so full at that point. I was like, I can't.
Man, as soon as I got that green light, it was over. It was over. That, and then here's the thing: the burrito you can get at 6-7 different flavors, right? Styles.
Yes, yeah.
So we got the traditional, just to taste out what the tradition is, because we had the other stuff. But
it's actually 4 jibaritos for lunch. This is we had the lunch menu.
Yeah.
So they have a plant-based one, they have a vegan one, and they have a chicken. And that's one other thing I like is that they have vegan options, they have vegetarian options, they have a ton of like mushroom options. There's so much that you can like customize.
You know what I like about that too, specifically, and we talked to the chef and you can hear it from him, but he put work into making all the dishes equally as good. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that no other restaurant is not doing this. I'm not saying that. But like just hearing him talk about the pack, like with that kind of energy, like
like he wanted the vegan and vegetarian options to be just as good as the meat and like beef and chicken.
Yes, right. And that to me says something, because like I don't know. It's just you don't hear people talk that feverishly about it.
The mushroom sandwich is the portobello mushroom is also marinated for 24 hours.
Yeah, right.
So you know what I mean? Like, so there is still the same effort is put into all of them. But yeah, we absolutely love the food.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to hear from the chef about his story. It's a pretty cool story. So let's head on over to that.
Yeah, buddy. Let's get it.
So I'm Eric. I'm the owner of Marina's Bistro. I started as a ghost kitchen back in 2021. Yeah. It was in Avondale, so I was just doing pickup and delivery. And then, I decided that was not going to be for me. I wanted something bigger, so I decided to focus on the bistro, which it took like at least a year and a half to do. But before that, I used to live in Puerto Rico. I went to culinary school. I learned to cook from my mom, at a little age.
Yeah.
So she was my inspiration,
wow.
to keep, to go to culinary school.
So the ghost kitchen, was that a lot of the stuff you were making inside the ghost kitchen, and stuff that you were making for your mom and things like that?
Yeah, basically I was just doing like sandwiches, jibarito, because actually jibarito is it's a Chicago thing. Mm-hmm. So that's how I started. But yeah, I started with the recipes, like how we marinated the meats and stuff. And I started, gaining a following. And then, back then I was like, well, I don't want to be stuck in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right.
I felt like, oh my God, man, I'm just like, I feel claustrophobic. So, I started like focusing on my vision on what I wanted to Marina's be, most of the Puerto Rican restaurants that are in Chicago, you know, they don't have what I wanted to.
What you want it
Yeah,
to be.
yeah, yeah. So I wanted it to be like when people come in, they transport themselves to an island to wherever, Puerto Rico, or San Juan,
See,
and
inside, but outside.
He was saying that. I was like,
I was
what do
yeah,
you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, inside.
I told you.
So after 5 o'clock, that's why we close the curtains.
Oh, see?
Really?
See?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, we
I
close the
knew it.
curtains, and make it a little bit more intimate. So,
It's
and-
definitely a vibe in here. Like the music is great, the drinks are
Right.
great.
Thank
like
you,
I can
thank you,
imagine
thank
being
you.
here for like hours. And just,
Yeah.
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 See, by the way, Chef is hungover from last night, so he didn't want me to say that, but we're gonna let him know that
yeah.
Party.
You could
Party
tell.
over here.
they were partying last night.
Yeah.
So who's Marina?
Marina is my mom.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. So
perfect.
I named the restaurant after
I
her.
love that. Has she tried your food from the restaurant?
Well, no, she passed. She passed away when I was 12 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. It's okay. So like, since I was
But you
little.
kept her
You kept the
spirit
name, yeah.
alive.
Absolutely,
with it.
absolutely. Like one of the things, not to get like very like so deep, but
Oh, go ahead.
before she passed away, she told me make her proud. So I struggled a little bit when I was living in Puerto Rico, trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I decided to I'm gonna go to culinary school. I'm gonna and make her proud. So
I love that.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I think you did. I mean, like, anytime you got your own building where you can cook your own food and have people come and eat, that's That's a
yeah.
dope.
It makes
awesome.
me so happy. Like when people come and they try the food and and see the reactions, and that it really fills me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to honor her, and I wanted to be a vibe.
Okay.
So
Y'all hear the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is such a vibe.
YouTube about to flag us, man. But it really is a vibe in here. You got the flowers, the bar right here. I really like that.
Yeah.
Because like it seems like it feels like you're at a resort almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, it took like a year, like trying to like plan. It took at least like 3 designs to make this happen, because I was like, I want to feel like I'm an old San Juan. So it took a little bit of time to create that, and then I chose Uptown because I love Uptown because it's like it's a diverse community.
Yes.
For sure.
And I used to, back then when I used to live in Chicago, I grew, I used to live in Uptown, right on Sheridan and Wilson.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is the perfect location. There was no representation of our culture.
Right.
And I wanted to change that.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the history of Uptown is it kind of Uptown is a vibe. That was the whole. That's the whole thing with Uptown, and this is like right in the perfect spot. In this little plaza right here, you got all kinds of food, literally next door to your shawarma, so you fit right in.
Yeah, you got a lot of things going on in this parking lot that you really don't know that we were here because.
But like you guys, like your sign even like stands out.
Yes.
From
Oh
the
yeah, we
rest
stand
of
out.
it.
Yeah, you do. It stands out.
I did intentionally.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, honestly, if you
Yeah.
forget all that humble stuff. Like, you got to stand out, man. You got to.
So what's your favorite thing on the menu? We tried some stuff. We already talked about the food and we shared our opinion. But what's your favorite item off the menu?
So my favorite is, I could say, la tripleta.
Yeah.
We already said that.
Sandwiches.
And you bake the bread for all the sandwiches here?
Yes, basically we bake it. So we bake it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So sometimes we do run out.
Yeah.
Because we try to do everything fresh.
Yeah.
But then my other favorites are like the mashed roots. The mashed roots and the stewed steak and the pork chops. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
Is that so? You have lunch, sandwiches, and dinner.
Yes.
Right. So like it's kind of separated, and then I feel like after 5, that's when it turns into a party in here.
Yeah.
Is that what happens? Okay.
Pretty much.
Because like we
Yeah.
came around lunch, it was full, and like people were just
Yeah.
chilling,
Yeah.
eating their lunch. But I imagine once you close the curtains,
Yeah.
Yeah, we set the lights down a little bit, and then and yeah, it is a thing.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the food tasting better than it already is. Like, but
Yeah.
because like you
'cause you're
come
like
in
slightly
here,
tipsy.
yeah, I'm already turned up. You know what I mean? Like,
So are you guys actually open super late? Like how?
No, we open till 10 p.m.
Okay.
and you didn't leave out here till 1.
Yeah, because actually last night was extra busy. And people didn't want to leave.
Oh, that's
so I
nice.
was like, hey,
That's
hey,
great.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? People are still ordering. Okay, all right, let's
Yeah.
keep on going. So, yeah, normally it's till 10.
Yeah.
Every day, till only Mondays
Yeah.
we're off
Yeah.
because I gotta take a break,
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, the menu is very simple. I wanted to make it simple. We do specials all the time,
Yeah.
just to keep people, intrigued and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
But,
And your cocktails are
Yes.
super creative.
Yeah.
There's so much on here. The bartender was also telling us that you're like revamping some stuff also. Like you're
yeah, we're gonna be adding
stuff, yeah.
more like Puerto Rican flavors.
Yeah.
We're gonna be adding garnishes that we use in the kitchen.
Mm.
We're gonna transport it to the
to
bar.
match the vibe.
Yes.
And I was saying earlier, I really love that you guys have a mocktail section because I don't drink. So
Yeah.
I'm always like, look, I always order like a soda water because there's never any mocktails.
Yeah.
But I love, and they're so good. Like they're actually good mocktails. It's not
Thank
like they're just.
We like even for the cocktails and even for the food items. We do things for vegan, for vegetarian.
Right.
Yeah, see it on here, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have options for everybody because I
Yeah.
think that when you own a restaurant, you want to cater to everybody. So.
Yeah. Even someone said that their favorite was the portobello mushroom, like the vegan the veggie
Yes.
option, which
And
is
I'm gonna tell you why, because we do that with the guava butter.
Yeah.
that guava
and
butter
it's-
is unreal.
yeah,
I've never had it before. I
No,
was like,
never.
we don't need any other butter.
Yes.
This guava
Right.
butter is
Right.
fine.
Right. We'll take that right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's it.
I need you to sell that in
Yeah.
jars,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
want to buy it because that is so good.
we marinate the portobello mushrooms in a certain way that it complements with the guava butter. So, it's that's one of our best sellers here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's literally amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Thank
like
you,
could not
thank you.
stop. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm extremely full right now, and I think it's because I ate an entire thing of plantains
Yeah.
with an entire thing of the guava.
But I was like torn though because like you didn't need you didn't need the guava butter because the food was so well done.
Thank
But
you.
it was like, but I want that.
Yeah.
It's like so.
Yeah. So like the whole creativity of this was like, all right. So sometimes you go to the restaurants, they'll serve you bread.
Yep.
So I was like, what I'm gonna do different. Okay. So I was like, let's do plantain chips with guava butter. So
Is guava butter a thing? Like, have I just been missing it? Like, is it, or is this like?
Yeah, right. I've never.
we're making it a thing.
Yeah,
I think.
okay. Okay, because I was like, I've never had it before.
Hey, I like
It's-
that.
And I love the flavor of guava already. It's like,
Like a lot of people don't actually. I mean, they know about guava, but in the Caribbean, obviously, it's a big
Yeah,
thing.
right.
So when people try it, they're like, "Oh man, I never tried this," and they
So
really
good.
Yeah.
end up liking it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do. Trying to make, do flavors that people that have not tried it
Yeah.
before, they're gonna love it. So.
right, yeah.
Now, I was looking at social media and I thought I ran across a post. Were you all voted as one of the top 50 places?
I saw you were in the Chicago,
in
Chicago.
Chicago?
No, Reader. The
Yeah,
Reader.
and the
yeah.
Reader,
Yeah.
they were number 4 on the top places that people are talking about
Wow.
right now.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, brag a little bit more.
Congrats.
Look
That's
right at the
awesome.
camera and tell them what's up.
I don't know.
Remember the Jordan shirt?
Come check it out, I guess. I don't know.
No. Listen, I'm so blessed because
Yeah.
for being a new business, obviously Chicago is just a lot of competition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's like over.
and
7,000.
yeah, and and to just be and just in 3 months, I'm being recognized. Our hard work and because it was not easy to get
Right.
here.
Yeah.
I had a lot of issues with permitting. with funding.
Yeah.
And being Latino minority.
Right.
That
different hoops.
Yeah.
We talk about it. Like, we know.
It's difficult.
Yeah,
it's very difficult. So
that's got to change.
And yes, it does have to change. And it was just after getting denials of funding, I found somebody that believed in my story and my vision, and here we are.
Man, that's a beautiful thing. It's good, and like you're already seeing the benefits of that, but being voted, in a poll like that, and then having nights like last night, where you close at 10 and you don't leave for another 4 or 5 hours. Like that's crazy. I would have been left, but that's But it's a good thing. You know what I mean? When you have that, it's gotta feel good.
And you know what else was really? You know what else is really cool? I always say if the people that the food belongs to, so like Puerto Rican restaurant, if there's Puerto Rican people eating here, I know it's good. And the table sitting right next to us, we're a Puerto Rican couple that's like in their 50s.
My culture, I was like my culture could be very critical, and I could say it. So like having the support of the community is it's very it really makes me happy because I think those are the first ones that I have to impress.
Right. Because they gonna go back home and be like, no, mijo.
Oh no. Your rice is better than mine.
That rice?
That rice. Yeah, if you can spill the beans on that rice, man.
I need the recipe of the rice. I need the recipe to the guava butter.
Literally everything.
Thank you. But we pride ourselves like the cocktails. So everything is freshly squeezed. Everything is freshly made here. And then we do it's everything is rum based. I think that rum got lost in translation for so many years, and there's not many rum bars in Chicago. There's just a few. So I was like, let's keep it going. So
he is talking my language. Like hey, we need more
rum
bars.
Second drink.
They saw it. Like, they know what's up. So what's next? Like what's I know you just started 3 months, but like, are you looking ahead to like your future?
I don't know. Do you guys ever have like events? Like what are some things? Like, are you doing stuff?
We do catering, but right now it's been busy that I just wanted to focus here first. But I envision myself either expanding or opening another location. But with a different different vibe.
I envision that whole area with a live band after 5 o'clock.
Easy.
Or like one person with a guitar. Going crazy.
This is just amazing.
So this right here is gonna be what it is, and then like I think that and then the next venture will be another concept. So.
That's awesome.
Man, that's so good.
We'll tell people where they can follow you on Instagram and where your location is.
Yeah, we're in Uptown. We're in 4554 North Magnolia, Wilson and Magnolia, and our social handles are Marinas Beach or Chicago on Instagram, and the same on Facebook.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Man, look, you're making Chicago proud, Puerto Rico proud, moms proud. We proud right here. So thank you, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Such a fun time.
Such a fun time, man.
Can't wait to go back for real. And I want to go back for dinner because I want that vibe of the curtains closed, the party going.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Even though I don't drink, I want to experience that.
Yeah, I definitely want to be there for the party. If he say, hey, be there, I mean, we'll be there.
All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you did, please send it to someone that you love. It is the best way to support us. These episodes are free for a reason. And if you keep supporting our content and spreading it around, we keep making money so we can make this shit for free. If you did not enjoy this episode, go ahead and send it to someone anyway, because that karma comes right back around to you, baby. Okay? So do it for the good karma.
It's giving season. So finding your heart. Finding your heart.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we hope you loved it.
And if you could, please follow us on social media at 77 Flavors Shy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter.
If you have any ideas or deep dives that you'd love us to do, please contact us at media at 77 Flavors Shy. That's the number 77 Flavors and Shy for Chicago.com.
If you like visuals, please subscribe and follow and watch us on our YouTube channel at the same thing, 77 Flavors Shy, or search 77 Flavors of Chicago.
If you would like to support us monetarily, go ahead and click that Buzzsprout link in the description of this episode.
And as always, we gonna see you next week. Peace.